Hey guys, we're back to business. This week we are talking about what's on your mind. Um, this crazy world, this pandemic, the riots, the everything is kind of what I'm going to focus on today. Um, then we're going to pass it off to Wade and James are going to pass it off. So it's just going to be open conversation about what's on your mind. Wade, what's on your mind?
Okay, we'll start with me today. Well, I think I mentioned this in the last time we did this was, after a pandemic, just like after a forest fire, there's a period of growth and renewal, you know, like no other time. And so I started thinking about, this is a time for opportunity for a lot of businesses, and went back to one of the things that I had been taught 20 years ago that nobody really thinks about, and that's the 4 different ways you can grow a business. And, if you boil it all down, essentially there are only 4 ways you can grow any business. And you can, ask me and I can tell you exactly how any of these fit in there. But number 1 is you can increase the number of customers of the type you want to have. And I could go on about that, but I mean, not all customers are always good customers. Some customers are a lot more profitable. Number 2 is basically increasing the transaction frequency. So, the number of times they buy from you, if they buy more often, and there's different ways we could talk about doing that, where, we're just customer, contact and sending out offers and things like that.
Right.
Number 3 is we can increase the average value of the sale or the transaction value. So you can do that by many different things where you could just bundle certain things or add-ons, and we could talk more about that, But number 4, and this is kind of like the all-encompassing, is like you can improve the effectiveness of all business processes. And you guys notice I didn't say you can cut your expenses.
Well, that's never been an option.
Yeah, well, you can cut all the expenses to the minimum, but at some point when you cut out the muscle of a business, you're not going to grow.
Right.
But it is all about getting value for the money you spend in business. But essentially, I just wanted to kind of like maybe put that in people's heads, and maybe if we had time, we could talk about some examples of it. But, it is a time for growth and renewal. And, there are still some crazy things going on in this world, but there are also some opportunities. So if anybody's watching this, I hope their business is doing well and continues to thrive.
I mean, I can speak to some of the growth piece of it too. I've noticed, we're in IT, so I've noticed a lot of just projects that we've quoted or things that, people are in business now are just thinking about. When people are forced to go work from home and trying to ready up their workforce to do that, it's kind of like it's been an afterthought for so long. And now we're seeing a lot of growth from that. Trying to get people to, understand that technology is an essential piece right now, which that's pretty clear, right? We all know that we need technology to connect and do some work, So we've seen a lot of growth from that. We've brought on some new clients from that. So yeah, I'm with you, Wade. The scorching the earth is what we call it around here. Sometimes the earth needs to be scorched in order to have proper growth. So I get it. James, what about you, man? What's on your mind?
Oh man, I'm just here to cause a little trouble. So, what's been on my mind? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what's been on my mind is hope can be deceiving. Is not always a good thing. That's what's on my mind. Hope is for things that are completely out of your control.
Right.
Like, hey, I hope, I go travel here and I make it back, right? But you still do things to be safe. Or hope, hey, I hope as a country we can come together and solve some of these issues right now. Because a lot of it is out of my personal control. I can share my values, what I think is important, how I see it. back something, but some of it is out of my control. There's leadership. I'm hoping see things the right way, and I'm hoping people come together, right? That's hope. With your business right now, this is business focused. You hoping that your company is going to just be okay, you're deceiving yourself. What I like to focus on is persistence. It's one of our core values here at the company. And it's something that, I value in the people around me. And frankly, I value it in myself. And it's funny, before we started this, I was like, what's a clear definition of persistence? What is that? Right? I look at it as just being stubborn. I mean, I'm stubborn as hell, and I'm always going to be that way. And frankly, I'm not smart enough. So that's one of the things that's maybe I'm just dumb enough to stay with it after most would quit. Right. And when I was looking at some definitions, it stuck out to me. It said the act or fact of continuing to exist longer than usual. And I love that.
Exist longer than usual.
Yeah, longer than usual. So most will quit. I hope they don't. Okay. But the fact is, there's people who are going to wake up today and they're going to focus on hope that it goes well. Hope I find that client. Hope my business makes it. Hope we hit payroll. Hope we can pay the light bill. All these hopes, when it should be about being persistent, because it is in your control. Does that mean you're going to have to make crappy decisions you don't like and to make changes that you don't like? Maybe. Maybe. But when most people would just give up because they sat there on hope when it was completely in their control, did you get persistent and make some tough decisions and actually exist longer than usual? And if you can exist than usual, then you will get to see that rejuvenation, that regrowth that Wade keeps talking about. But you don't get that if you just sit around hoping it all works out.
So what do you recommend? What's the nuts and bolts behind that, right? Because I know some business owners that, they are struggling now through the pandemic. They hope that their restaurant makes it. They hope that they can bounce back to some type of, I even hate to use the word normal, but they hope that business comes back. What's the message to them?
Well,
Because they're being persistent, right? I assume they're being persistent.
Yes. Okay. Look, I mean, there's some stuff that just ain't gonna work out no matter how persistent you are. Right? I mean,
truth. Ain't gonna work.
Truth. But that doesn't mean I'd rather that person bloodied and beaten crawling towards the finish line and never make it than the person who quit that was perfectly healthy behind me. Right? They quit long before me. So that's just once again, I'm stubborn. So I guess the thing is, if you come in and like I said, your only action plan is hope, you are setting yourself up for failure. You may still fail, but wouldn't you rather be the person that isn't blindsided by the fact because all you did was just hope it was going to be okay and you came in doing the same thing every day, or you constantly question? I'd rather go to bed and not be able to sleep. I can't stop thinking about ways I'm going to make it work versus me sitting there worrying and hoping, right? Like you got two choices. Either way, it's going to keep you up at night. So I don't know. I guess it's change your perspective, get persistent, and quit just sitting around hoping for some change. Not saying you may be busting your tail and doing everything in your power to make it work, and it still may not. Total respect to you. But don't be the person standing there that just quits because they're tired. That's my 2 cents. That's my little nugget
on
for the
that
day.
real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, you completely reminded me 10 years ago, after people were coming out of recession, one of the things that I heard all the time was hope is not a strategy. Exactly right, James. And so, it is a time to, things have changed in the world. And it's time to go through, the SWOT analysis you taught in school, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. They may have changed for your business. So look at the world around you and don't let it happen to you. Go get it.
Yeah, maybe it's time to revisit those, from any business aspect, because everything has changed. You're right. For me, what's on my mind? A lot, but we only have a certain amount of time to put that in there. Growth, like Wade mentioned, I am very invested in my company's growth right now. I don't wake up on the hope factor. I don't wake up on the wish factor. I wake up on the I'm going to get this done today factor. That's my drive. I'm getting it done and get out of my way. The other thing that's on my mind is the pandemic, right? We all know people that's been touched by this crazy virus, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to know that people are dying because they're getting sick from a virus. The other thing that's on my mind too is the racism in the world, the protests, the riots, all that junk. I'm a Black guy. That's pretty obvious, right? I'm a business owner. Being a Black business owner in the climate that we're in, a lot of people don't know the struggle it takes, the doors you have to kick down, the work you have to put in to succeed. And a lot of people know it, a lot of people don't realize it. I've got IT guys that I talk to around the country. And some of those guys are white, some of those guys are Black. And it feels to me that, they have an easier time getting to a decision table than I do sometimes. And we talk about that, I will say that I hope that people find Ramtech for Ramtech, not for a Black male being the owner of it. And I built the business to be as diverse as possible. I look at, hey, he's got a good skill set, or hey, she knows what the heck she's doing. Let's hire her.
Yeah.
That's what I look at. I look at those pieces of my business like tools in my tool belt, if you will. I want to make sure I have the right tools in my tool belt to accomplish any goal. And I think that's a common ground across any business that's out there right now. Is how do we put the right tools in our tool belt to achieve growth? And that's really in a nutshell what's on my mind, guys. It's a lot. It's pretty heavy, but I think we're there. Conversations are being had, difficult conversations are being had, and it's time. I mean, it's time.
So I guess my question to that is, well, maybe I don't know if it's really a question. I guess more of a statement is, you talk about you focus on skills, the job, right? I know y'all focus on value, all those things. I'm a client,
right?
So I know that,
right?
When you as a company focus on that, it seems like that, and I'm speaking to any company out there. If you focus on that as a company, then that's what the message is sent to the client, and that's what the client's going to focus on.
Right.
Right.
That's on my mind.
I'll add in one last little nugget here, just because of, if when you're watching this video, is especially in tough times, is having good people around you. The reason us three are on this video right now is because every other Tuesday, I don't know how long now, somebody help me. Every other Tuesday, us three get on the thing and we encourage each other.
Right.
And we back up each other. And we have good conversations, agree or not agree, right? Like, hey, I don't know what to do with this decision. One of us will tell you, be like, oh, get after it. And I was like, no, man, you need to slow down.
Right.
This is what we do. This encourages us. It's not because we're the best. I have some of the best people around me because I choose to make sure I invest time to be around them.
Right.
You need to be doing that too. So
no, I agree. My dad used to always say it's not who you surround yourself. It's not the party you in, it's who you surround yourself with. And that sets you up for growth. So
yeah,
I will say iron sharpens iron, and you guys are sharpening me every day. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right, I'll close this out. Guys, if you like this video or have other video ideas, go ahead and click the like button as well as subscribe. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We'd like to know what's on your mind or what we can bring to the forefront and talk about as business owners. I'm Rum Cray. I'm with Ramtech PC Solutions. We make IT simple.
I'm James Chapman, Insurance Group. We insure stuff.
I guess I'll go Wade Carpenter with Carpenter Company CPAs, where we are not your average bean counter.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.